I was for an amateur title too. It was a belt, and it was like, it was like only like went into like the second, like early second round, and I had actually caught her with like a knee or something, and I just remember hearing a, and I was like, what in the world? I like pushed her away almost, and was like ready, and I was like, what was that? And then I noticed she was like throwing up in her mouth, and she swallowed it. That girl straight up swallowed it, and I was like, that's impressive. All right, let's go. I'm about to work you now. So the second round comes in. I don't remember what, something. I think I ended up with like getting her to the head, maybe with a kick or something, and it just spewed everywhere. And it's so weird because right before the fights, they had a meeting, you know, like an athlete meeting, and they're like, bodily fluid other than blood that touches the mat is disqualification. You cannot throw up. If you throw up and touches the mat, you're done. And I was like, I just remember being like, ooh, I was gonna throw up on the canvas, you know? And sure enough, the girl I fought threw up on the canvas. My nickname is PITA, P-I-T-A. It stands for pain in the ass. I've actually had that nickname since I was still in utero. I guess there were some pregnancy issues when I was in my mom's stomach or whatever. And I get the whole time, like my dad was like, oh, she's a pain in the ass. She's not even born yet. She's a PITA. And yeah, that's pretty much where it came from, and it stuck. I fight February 21st in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it's for LFA. It'll be live on UFC Fight Pass. My opponent, she's from Peru, actually, Lima, Peru. And so they're flying her out from there, and I know she likes to fight. I don't know like a ton about her, but I don't like to know too much about the people because otherwise, I it's my fight, so I want to go out there and do me. But yeah, she's a brawler. Like, she likes to go out there, she'll swing, she'll fight you, and I love that. I'm excited because I'm ready for it. Well, Rhonda and I grew up together. We've been friends since we were kids. We came up in the judo world together. And yeah, I mean, we just really one day started talking about MMA, and she was doing great. She was in the UFC and all this, and then it just happened. It was like, oh, it's time. Like, I need to do MMA, and that was it. At the time, I was still at the Olympic Training Center pursuing an Olympic dream in judo, and it's really is hard to say this, but I really fell out of love with the sport. I had a 20-year competitive career. 8 of those years were at the Olympic Training Center. Because I moved there right out of high school. I was, and I just, it's really sad, honestly. When I realized that I was not in love with it anymore, it really made me sad. But I can honestly say I never thought I would love anything like I love MMA, but I do. Oh my gosh, I love judo, but I love MMA so much. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, I feel like I can't get enough of it, and I'm so excited that I'm to the point now to where I'm like, I'm finished with all my practices for the week, Saturday at noon. I'm like, all right, and no joke, by like Saturday night, I'm usually trying to relax, watch TV, and I'm like, oh man, I don't have practice till Monday, and that's a really good place to be. When you're like, oh, I can't wait till Monday. I'm like, that's when you're doing what you love to do, and it's just a really good, exciting time in my life, and I can't say enough about it. And Mark really makes, the way he makes the sport for each individual, it's even hard to explain. Like, he has us read a book a month, and it's a growth opportunity. I mean, he doesn't like require you to, but he gives us a book a month to read, and the books are incredible, and they have so far been life-changing, and my mentality is different than I think it's ever been. I don't think, and I have a strong mind. Like, I've had to have a strong mind, it's at the highest level in judo, and I feel like my mind is even way stronger now. And I'm so impressed with Mark. It's hard to impress me, traveling the world, all these different countries, and I've been around so many amazing coaches at different Olympic training centers in different countries and national teams, and I'm super impressed with Mark. It doesn't even feel like I'm the only girl on the team, to be honest with you. The guys are awesome. There have been a couple times where the guys, like, maybe they caught me really hard, like, and they're like, stop, like, and I'm like, what's wrong? They're like, you okay? Like, they just are a little hesitant, but they're just so sweet, and they're all such good guys and so respectful. And like, Mark Montoya, like, he really, really, really makes sure that he has good people on the mat, and he always says, I want to make make a good person first, and then a good fighter, and he really does. Every single person on that team is a wonderful person. I've done movies, commercials, TV shows, trying to think offhand. I've done 2 HP commercials. One of them I was like on the back of a flatbed truck carrying like the laptop, and it was going like 40 miles an hour. You're like, it was really hard to stay on there, and then got thrown off. And then another one I was like fully engulfed in flames, and I had to like run and break through like French doors, and yeah, that was another part of it. I had trying to think, like, I was on the show Nashville, I was on the show SEAL Team, I was on the show I don't know, I'm sure there's so much more. Oh, I was on like a couple of Metro PCS commercials for the UFC with Rhonda. Rhonda's actually the one that got me into it. When I first moved back to Los Angeles after being at the Olympic Training Center for 8 years, she was like, "You need to get into stunts," and I was like, "What?" She was like, "Hello." She was like, "You can fall. You did judo. Easy. Shows you can fight." She was like, "You can do all these crazy flips because you were a gymnast and cheerleader and all this." And it really, it was a total fit. I love it, and I love like high falls, and I love like all the dangerous stuff you can find. That's me. I love it. Real quick, all my sponsors, all of you guys, I really thank you. I have to always thank them because like days like today when you have to pay for medicals and your eye exam and everything, so much appreciated. And then also, my fight is February 21st. That's next Friday, and it's on UFC Fight Pass for LFA. And you can find me on Instagram at Pauline Macias, and my Twitter is Macias MMA.